So that is a hobo card. Oh my. Beautiful.
All right, we're gonna get rolling here again. That car ahead of us there is a single level coach, short distance coach, day coach, all different names for it. That's
That
the
is a
Josephine.
hobo
Most
car.
passenger cars actually had a name, and that operated on the Reading Railroad out of eastern Pennsylvania. So if anybody's ever played Monopoly before, one of the places you can own on there is the Reading Railroad. It's not the Reading Railroad. That would be confused with the rainbow that tells you stories. So Reading Rainbow. So the coach was built in 1924. Right now we're going over the spot where one of the first sawmills was in the upper Midwest. They built the sawmill back in 1820 and it was used to make lumber for a lot of the early buildings. In fact, you can actually see part of the foundation here in the rocks. So, especially those squared off or rectangular looking rocks, that's actually where the foundation was. So, they used it to make lumber for a lot of the early buildings, including Fort Howard, the U.S. Army fort that used to be here. And actually you can see buildings for Fort Howard over at Heritage Hill State Park, just across the river. So right now we're going through an area called the Diamond. That's where two tracks cross over each other.
Diamond.
This is the front end of our McCormick Train Pavilion. You're able to see the General Motors Aero Train, and the train with big number 2 on it. In front of our early diesel locomotive, the D538, there's a little yellow vehicle in front of there. That's actually a hand car. And they would use hand cars, that's one of those pump things, you know? They would use those to inspect track. So usually you'd have a track crew would inspect 40 miles of track, 20 miles on each side, give or take, of the whatever station they were assigned to or depot. And what they would do is you could get a crew of 4 guys on there along with their tools and everything. And on flat track, they could get that thing going about 40 miles an hour.
Oh my.
Pretty quick. Also over there we've got our Silver Spirit and our Dothan dining car, the shiny silver and purple one respectively. Those are our dining cars that we would use for special events like Polar Express, Bunny Train, Pumpkin Train, dinner trains, weddings, stuff like that. So. Passing the yellow depot building. That depot is reminiscent of many depots across our nation here. Built between the 1880s and 1950s, most of your small town depots would look pretty much like that. That particular one right there is actually built in 1921 down in Langley, South Carolina, and it came here in 1961. It's actually one of the first buildings here at the museum. This other small building on the outboard side here, that's got the green roof right here. That is a guard control shack. And you're going to notice, hey, there's no doors on there. That's because the door is actually on the floor. So this actually sat up on a post.
Oh, look at that one.
20 or so feet up in the air, and it would control the crossing gates, and they would also have like some switches in there to switch tracks back and forth. So
Not bad.
What they would do is they climb a ladder up the post and go